Oh, hello, great readers. I'm Chen.
I'm Nimicum.
I'm Ven Chen.
In this class, I'll read all of you a part of Moby-dick wa the whale.
Yes.
L.
Moby-dick or the whale. Herman Melville. Chap. 9 the sermon sec 2. He reads and looks from Jonah to the bill. While all his sympathetic shipmates now crowd round Jonah, prepared to lay their hands upon him. Frighted Jonah trembles, and summoning all his boldness to his face, only looks so much the more coward. He will not confess himself suspected, but that itself is strong suspicion. So he makes the best of it. And when the sailors find him not to be the man that is advertised, they let him pass, and he descends into the cabin. "Aho's there," cries the captain at his busy desk, hurriedly making out his papers for the customs. "Aho's there. How that harmless question mangles Jonah. For the instant he almost turns to flee again. But he rallies. "I seek a passage in the ship to Tarshish. How soon sail ye?" Sir. Thus far the busy captain had not looked up to Jonah, though the man now stands before him. But no sooner does he hear that hollow voice than he darts a scrutinizing glance. "We sail with the next coming tide." At last he slowly answered, still intently eyeing him. "No sooner. Sir, soon enough for any earnest man that goes a passenger. Ah. Jonah. That's another stab." But he swiftly calls away the captain from that scent. "I'll sail with ye," he says. "The passage money, how much is that?" "I'll pay now, for it is particularly written. Chip meets," as if it were a thing not to be evoked in this history, that he paid the fare thereof the craft did sail. And taken with the context, this is full of meaning. Now Jonah's captain, Chip meets, was one whose discernment detects crime in any, but whose cupidity exposes it only in the penniless. In this world, Chip meets, sin that pays its way can travel freely, and without a passport, whereas virtue, if a opera, is stopped at all frontiers. So Jonah's captain prepares to test the length of Jonah's spurs, ere he judge him openly. He charges him thrice the usual sum, and it's assent to. Then the captain knows that Jonah is a fugitive, but at the same time resolves to help a flight that pays its rear with gold. Yet when Jonah fairly takes out his purse, prudent suspicions still molest the captain. He rings every coin to find a counterfeit, not a forger. Anyway, he mutters. And Jonah is put down for his passage. Point out my stateroom. There, says Jonah now. I'm travel weary. I need sleep. That looks like it, says the captain. There's thy room. Jonah enters and would lock the door, but the lock contains no key. Hearing him foolishly fumbling there, the captain laughs slowly to himself and mutters something about the doors of convict cells being never allowed to be locked. Well in, all dressed in dusty as he is, Jonah throws himself into his berth and finds the little stateroom ceiling almost resting on his forehead. The door is close, and Jonah gasps. And in that contracted hole, on beneath the ship's waterline, Jonah feels the heralding presentiment of that stifling hour, when the will shall hold him in the smallest of his bowels wards. Screwed at its axis against the side, a swinging leb slightly oscillates in Jonah's room, and the ship, heeling over towards the wharf with the weight of the last bells received. The length, flame and all, though in slight motion, still maintains a permanent obliquity with reference to the room. They, in truth, infallibly straight itself, it but made obvious the false, lying levels among which it hung. The lamp alarms and frightens Jonah, as lying in his berth his tormented eyes roll around the place. And this far successful fugitive finds no refuge for his restless glance. But that contradiction in the lamp more and more appalls him. The floor, the ceiling, and the sides, all awry. So my conscience hangs in me, he groans, straight upwards. So it burns. But the chambers of my soul are all in crookedness. Like one who after a night of drunken revelry he's to his bed, still reeling, but with conscience safe pricking him, as the plungings of the Roman racehorse but so much the most strike steel, tags into him, as one who in that miserable plight still turns and turns in giddy anguish, praying God for annihilation until the fit be past. And at last amid the whirl of woe he feels, a deep stupor steals over him, as over the man who bleeds to death. For conscience is the wound, and there's naught to staunch it. So, after sore wrestlings in his berth, Jonah's prodigy of ponderous misery drags him drowning down to sleep. And now the time of tide has come. The ship casts the fur cables, and from the deserted wharf the unshoed ship for Tarshish, all careening, glides to sea. That ship, my friends, was the first of recorded smugglers. The contraband was Jonah, but the sea rebels, He will not bear the wicked burden. A dreadful storm comes on. The ship is like to break. But now when the boatswain calls all hands to lighten her, when boxes, bales, and jars are clattering overboard, when the wind is shrieking, and the men are yelling, and every plank thunders with trampling feet right over Jonah's head. In all this raging tumult, Jonah sleeps his hideous sleep. He sees no black sky and raging sea, feels not the reeling timbers, and little he is or he'd see the far rush of the mighty whale, which even now with open mouth is cleaving the seas after him. Chip meets. Jonah was going down into the sides of the ship a berth in the cabin as I have taken it, and was fast asleep. But the frightened master comes to him, and shrieks in his dead ear, "What meanest thou, O sleeper?" Arise, startled from his lethargy by that direful cry. Jonah staggers to his feet, and stumbling to the deck, grasps a shroud to look out upon the sea. But at that moment he is sprung upon by a panther below, leaping over the bulwarks. Wave after wave that sleeps into the ship, and finding no speedy vent runs roaring fore and aft, till the mariners come nigh to drowning while yet afloat. And ever, as the white moon shows her affrighted face from the steep gullies in the blackness overhead, aghast Jonah sees the rearing busper pointing high upward, but soon beat downward again towards the tormented deep. Tears upon tears run shouting through his soul. In all his cringing attitudes, the god fugitive is now too plainly known. The sailors mock him. More and more certain grow their suspicions of him, and at last, fully to test the truth, by referring the whole matter to high heaven, they fall to casting lots, to see for whose cause this great tempest was upon them. The lot is Jonah's. That discovered, then how furiously they mob him with their questions. What is thine occupation? Whence comest thou? Thy country? What people? To be continued.